Hey guys, good evening. Good evening to all of you and welcome in this session of Oliveboard. This is Dr. Pradyumna Sharma for all of you, and from today we will be talking about one concept a day on this YouTube series in English medium. So remember, we will be covering a very important topic which is very relevant for your examination. And if you prepare all these topics systematically, you will be easily able to score 50 marks for your examination. But see, because we do have a limited time for the YouTube, so you can prepare the important topics, but when it comes to any examination, the exam conducting authority do have some plans for every exam and for every attempt. So if you want to be 100% sure for cracking the examination, you have to go through the complete content. Okay, so we will try to cover the most importance of which IIBF never skipped in the examination. So we'll try to cover most of them, but if you like to cover each and every perspective of your syllabus, do join me in the batches through the super elite plan or through the all-in-one plan. So myself, Pradyumna Sharma, and I am PhD in commerce. I am a company secretary as well as a chartered accountant. I have cleared my national eligibility test. I have done masters in commerce. I've been associated to Sri Ram College of Commerce and IIM Bangalore during my academic credentials during the UG and PG. I have been also worked with the Yale and Harvard, two very prestigious foreign universities during my research, and I have also cleared the JAIIB examination conducted by IIBA, which you guys are going to be appearing this particular cycle, just to check that how IIBF plans the questions, how they believes that the particular portion to be asked. Just to test that, I have also appeared. I have cleared it. I scored around 92 marks in uh, the AFM paper, and that thing we will be discussing here also. Been mentored many students of the different domains, so I will use all my uh, experience and all my academic knowledge to just help you guys to clear your exam. Two very specific ways where you can join us through the app on the Oliveboard app. You can join me through the super elite plan. You can join me by applying a PDY. It's a very small code to remember, and through this you can connect with me and you will be able to prepare all your content in a very summarized way. Please subscribe the channel if you are new to the channel, and as soon as you watches this, please like the session. That keeps us also motivated to deliver quality content for you guys. This is one more batch which you can join if you want to just plan cover your content and MCQs. So crash plus cracker, it's a combination of a batch where you will get the coverage of the content as well as the multiple choice questions. So all in one batch is also is there, so you can enroll in this again by using the PDY code. Now today let's talk about a very important topic which IIBF always asks in the exam. First, what is accounting? And then we will talk about the accounting concepts. So, when we talk about the accounting, accounting is considered as the language of the business. So, that terminology they do ask again and again in the exam. Which of the following is considered as a language of the business? So language of the business is considered accounting. Now what may be the options which could make you confused in the exam. They will give you in the options, bookkeeping will be there as an option, accountancy will be there as an option, accounting obviously will be there as an option, and there will be an option called all of the above. But remember, accounting will be the correct answer, not the bookkeeping, not the accountancy, only accounting. So language of the business is accounting, not accountancy, not bookkeeping. Got it? Now, when as a business organization you do the accounting, we have to follow we have to follow certain rules and regulations, or I must say there are certain number of assumptions which as an organization we have to follow. Those assumptions are called accounting concept. Out of certain number of accounting concepts, six accounting concepts we will be discussing today, and these six are actually the most important one. Got it? First, materiality concept. What materiality concept is actually telling us? This concept tells us that when you do the accounting, you should not complicate your accounts by involving very small value transactions. If for example on a daily basis, if in your office there is a tea expenditure like 200 rupees, or uh, there is a photocopy expenses, or there is a internet expenses of 180.57 rupees. So if you keep recording these type of transactions, 180.57, 120.32, 200 rupees, if you keep recording these small transactions regularly, unnecessarily your accounts will look like a very big quantity, which is not required. That 0.27, 0.57 recording of these small transactions is not required. What materiality concept is suggesting, when you do the accounting, only important and the transaction with the major value should be recorded. Relevant transactions should be recorded independently, and these other transactions, these other small nature transactions should be clubbed together, and then in the name of miscellaneous expenditure just record the total value. So you should not record each and every transaction of small value. That is materiality concept. So what materiality is telling us? Record only relevant transaction. It says that do not record small value and fraction in accounting. That's materiality concept. Then the second one and the most important one is separate legal entity. This particular concept tells us that business and the business and the businessman, owner of the business and the business itself, should be considered two separate identities when we do the accounting. So when you are accounting the transaction, always assume that owner of the business is different from the business itself. These two are considered as the two different identities. That is why, as I told you, business and businessman should be considered two different identities, and that is why when you introduce money into your business as a owner, when you put your own money into the business, it is called capital. That's why capital is recorded in the liability. Although you can say that this is my own money, why should I consider it as a liability? But the point is that you are not doing your own accounting. Accounting is done for the organization, and if your organization have taken money from you, it is the liability of the organization that it have to pay it back on some other future date. So capital is equals to liability is the reason, is the explanation of separate entity. Let me give you one more example. When Reliance Industries do any expenditure on development of an office, buying furniture for certain office, payment of salary to the employees of the Reliance, these all are the expenditures which are done from the account of the Reliance Industries. But when Mr. Anant Ambani gets married, Mr. Mukesh Ambani's son, when he gets married, the expenditure on his marriage will be done from the accounts of Mr. Mukesh Ambani and not from the accounts of Reliance. So when we talk about the separate entity concept, always remember that any expenditure of the owner in personal nature will be done from the personal account of the owner, not from the company account. But if company is doing some expenditure, then it will be done from the company's account. These two are the separate uh, identities in the eyes of law. Then there is a concept called matching concept. What matching concept tells us? Matching concept tells us that whenever you record any account, see what we are talking about. We are talking about concepts of accounting. When as an accountant I do the accounting, I have to observe all these things during my accounting. I have to apply these things practically. Got it? Matching concept tells us that when you record any expenditure or any income, then it should belongs to a particular time frame, and income of a particular period should match with the expenses of the same particular period. Based on this particular concept, profit and loss account is prepared to know the profit or loss of the business. Because if I record income from 1st of April to 31st of March in the credit side of the P&L, then expenses of the same period should also be recorded. Not the expenses of before, not the expenses of after. Only then you will be able to compare these two and will be able to identify the difference. So when profit and loss account is prepared, it is prepared on matching concept. Then it comes to the money measurement concept. Now what is money measurement concept? It's very simple. When you do the accounting, when you do the accounting, it have to be done only for the money transaction. A transaction which cannot be expressed in money terms, we cannot do the accounting of that. So to do the accounting, we have to observe the money measurement, that if any deal which is measurable in money only will be recorded in the accounts. For example, that's why emotions, affection can't be recorded, can't be accounted. Like for example, uh, your mother is making lunch for all your colleagues. You have a startup, you are running that startup from your house garage, and your mother is providing lunch to everyone who is working with you, but value of that lunch cannot be recorded in the books of account. Although if you have purchased the same lunch from the market, it would have cost you around 1000 rupees, but on a daily basis, so it looks like 50,000 rupees in a month. But again, it will not be recorded because the love affection of a mother cannot be accounted, because it's not like mother is not charging anything for when she is providing that food. So money measurement is very important. Any transaction which is measurable in money, only that can be accounted for. Then it comes to the accrual concept, and the very important one, because when we make the journal entry, when we do the recording of any transaction, that is very important that we should consider the accrual concept. What accrual concept is saying? Accrual concept in a very easy language tells us that when you record accounting, record cash plus credit, both transaction. So when we do the record keeping, we will do for the cash and credit. We will not record only cash transaction. We will record both the transaction, be it the cash or be it the credit. Now, any expense or revenue matched in a realistic way. That means, again, if a transaction which is happening in a particular period, be it the cash transaction, be it the credit transaction, doesn't matter. We will record both the transaction in the books of account. There is another concept which is called cash concept, or we call it cash accounting. Cash accounting. In the cash accounting, only cash transactions are recorded. So, when we do the accounting, 99.99% accrual concept is followed. Cash accounting concept is followed only at one place, that is when we prepare the cash flow statement. When we prepare the cash flow statement, only then cash accounting is followed. Otherwise, in every type of accounting, we follows accrual basis of accounting or accrual concept. Then there is a concept called dual aspect concept. When dual aspect concept is followed, it means that whenever you do the transaction, a transaction will always have a dual effect. One will be the receiver, one will be the giver. So every transaction have two sides. One is debit side, another one is credit side. There will always be two parties. One who will receive the benefit from the transaction, and the another which will provide the benefit from that transaction. This dual aspect concept, father of that dual aspect concept is considered Mr. Lucas D. Pacioli. Mr. Lucas D. Pacioli is considered as a father of double accounting system or modern accounting system or the dual aspect concept. He wrote a book. From where we get that reference? He wrote a book. The name is very lengthy, but you can easily remember that. It's Summa D. Arithmetica and Geometrica. That Summa di Arithmetica and Geometrica, he wrote that book, and from that book itself we presume that concept of dual entry or double accounting. Got it? Now the last concept is going concern concept. What going concern concept tells us? Going concern concept tells us that when you do the business, presume that your business will remain continue for an indefinite period. Whenever you do the accounting by assuming that whatever business you have started, it will keep go on until there is some unprecedented or uncertain event happens. we you cannot do the accounting by assuming that the business will close down within a period of 1 year or 2 year. You will always presume that it will keep going on for an indefinite period, and because we assume that business will keep go on, assets of the business is classified into two categories. Because we assume that some assets will give us benefit for a long period of time, we assume that there are fixed assets. We assume that there are fixed assets and there are current assets. There are some fixed assets and there are some current assets. So, please tell me if you have any doubt, any query in the understanding of these all accounting concepts. Let me know. Please tell me. So, this is something which we will discuss today. That's the first concept which they always ask. One out of these you will, or two out of these you will always find in your exam. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please like the session and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel, because if you subscribe the channel you will get timely notification of any lecture which is uploaded on the channel, and you will get the benefit of that. If you are a serious candidate and if you want to crack the attempt in a one go, please join me through the super elite plan. You can use the PDY code to join the batch. It would be very beneficial for you. You will directly connect with me, as well as a good amount of discount will also be there on the subscription price. You can join me through the all-in-one batch. This batch will cover the content and the MCQ practice. Both will be covered here. So you can join this also through this particular code. Got it? If you have any doubt, any query, feel free to ask in the chat section. We will meet in the new session. In the next lecture, we will discuss a new topic in the next section. Next session we will have tomorrow, and we will discuss a new topic, new important topic as per your syllabus. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please do like the session. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow. Till then, have a great day. Bye bye.